Hello, students. Today we are going to do the poem on first looking into Chapman's Homer by John Keats. Let me first give you an introduction to the poet. Keats was the youngest of the Romantic poet. He was a poet of negative capability, which denotes a condition of mind in which the sense of self is lost. The poet's personality merges in the thing he contemplates. All his poetry is spontaneous, and his works are an expression of intense emotions. The most obvious characteristic of Keats's poetry is that it is rich and abundant in sensuousness. As remarked by a critic, Keats' poetry is a feast of five senses. His works are at the zenith of imagination. They are the quest of a curious mind with intense emotion and spontaneous expression. Now, let me give you an introduction to the poem. The poem which we are going to do today is a sonnet following the Petrarchan model. It is the expression of amazement on first reading the translation of Homer's poetry. It was the first great poet of Keats's and variably gives an insight to his poetic genius. With great respect, he pays a tribute to both Homer and Chapman. The sonnet is indeed a piece of literary appreciation in verse. It is an adulation of Homer's work and Chapman's translation. Now, Chapman was an Elizabethan poet who had translated the Homer's great works in Greek. He is known for his translation of Homer's work, and therefore Keats describes the spirit of poetry in these words. Poetry should surprise by us by a fine excess and not by singularity. The sonnet is Keats's first great poem. The sonnet is divided into two parts, the octave and the sestet. In the octave, the poet talks about the traveling off into many kingdoms made of gold. The poet says that he has traveled widely in the realms of gold. Now, these kingdom of gold are actually the literary works of the English poet, and he has read all the poets in English. He says, much I have traveled in the realms of gold. Now, this realms of gold means the poetry or the literary works of the English poet, and many goodly states and kingdoms seen. Goodly states and kingdoms are the great works of the poets or the other literary artists in English literature. Round many western islands have I been. Western islands here denotes in England, and it is actually the literary artist and the literary works which Keats is talking about. Which bards means poets, in fealty to Apollo hold. Fealty means loyalty to Apollo. Apollo, according to Greek mythology, is the sun god or even the god of poetry. Now, the poet goes on to say that oft on one wide expanse had I been told that deep-browed Homer ruled as his demesnes. Here he is referring to the wide expanse as the country Greece, and he talks about deep-browed Homer. Homer was a Greek poet in BC, and he has written great works like Homer's Iliad. Demesnes here means the Greek literature. He says that I have been told about Homer, but I did not have the opportunity to read Homer's poem. Yet did I never breathe its pure serene till I heard Chapman speak out loud and bold. So I never breathe its pure serene means that he has never read the works of Homer because he was unaware, rather I would say he did not know how to read Greek language. Till I heard Chapman speak out loud and bold. So here Chapman speaking out loud and bold means Chapman's translation of the great work of Homer. And then in the sestet he goes on to say that he felt like some watcher of the skies when a new planet swims into his ken. So this is actually the thrill of the poet, that he compares his emotion with an astronomer who finds a new planet when he is looking into the this thing into the sky with his telescope. Then he goes on to say that I also felt like the stout Cortez when with eagle eyes he stared at the Pacific. Now, this Cortez is the Mexican king Cortez who discovered the Pacific Ocean. To his astonishment, Homer an institution in himself, so that is why Keats gets a new outlook by studying his work and finding a new planet or a new ocean of literature. He says all his men looked at each other with a wild surmise. So, wild surmise here means wild surprise. So, when the Mexican king Cortes, when he climbed the Darien Peak, that is the Isthmus of Darien, and he looked at his left side, and what did he see in the eastern side was actually a very wide expanse of the ocean, which is known as the Pacific Ocean. So, just as an astronomer who discovers a new planet and is thrilled and astonished and excited, or just as the Mexican king Cortes discovered a new ocean, the same thrill, the same excitement, the same astonishment, the same enthusiasm Keats feels when he reads Chapman's translation of Homer. So let me talk about the literary devices. The poem is a sonnet which is based on a Petrarchan model, following with the octave and then ending with the sestet. Symbolism. Now, traveling symbolizes reading and kingdom symbolizes literature. There are metaphors. When poet compares his feeling to an astronomer discovering a new planet, or his excitement when he discovers the Homer's literature, just as Cortes discovered the Pacific Ocean. The sonnet was written when Keats was studying Spenser, and he received a translation of Homer from Cowden Clarke. And he is absolutely delighted to read the poems of Homer translated by Chapman. After reading the poem, one may conclude that the poet has clearly described his emotions through the sonnet, which gives an insight to his passion about literature, his loving heart, which is full of literature. The striking metaphors capture the awe and reverence which the poet would have felt when he first read Chapman's Homer. It is a perfect description of feelings of a curious and intellectual mind. Thank you.